UFC Fight Night, Adesanya versus Imavov. Most confident picks to least confident picks. There's 12 fights on this very, very good UFC Fight Night, headlined by Israel Adesanya and Nasruddin Imavov. We're going to start with the first fight of the night, make our way up to that main event that is really, really good, and give you my percentage chance I think every single fighter is going to go out there and get the win on Saturday. Of course, if you do want to see all the bets that I am making for this UFC fight card, check the top link in the description down below. We got a bunch of other perks going with that as well. A full ranking system of every UFC fighter. We have an inside look on upcoming fights that aren't announced yet, so you got kind of the inside scoop on a lot of the fight announcements. We knew about the UFC 313 Alex Pereira Magomed Ankalaev fight way earlier than most. So you get a lot there. You get the full ranking system and you get a full prospect list. So check that link out down below in the description or the pinned comment. With that being said, let's get into the confident picks for UFC Fight Night in Saudi Arabia. We're going to start with Abdul Karim Al-Selwady versus Bolaji Oki, and this is an underdog pick. Bolaji Oki stepping in on short notice for Jordan Levitt to take on the guy, Abdul Karim Al-Selwady in Saudi Arabia. If it hits the judges' scorecards, he's going to be a lot more likely to get the win. Again, he's the underdog, and the other guy is coming in on short notice. I think his grappling is better, his wrestling is better, his ground game is just overall a little bit better than Bolaji, and he's got good pressure striking. I'm not insanely confident about Abdul Karim Al-Selwady. You can never be, especially with an underdog, but I'm going to go 55%. I feel like that's fair for Abdul Karim Al-Selwady. It's a close fight still, but I am definitely leaning for him to go out there and get the win. We got a Hamdi Abdel Wahab, and this one's kind of a 50-50 on the betting odds. Some odds sites have Jamal Pogues as the favorite, some have Hamdi as the favorite, so this is a coin flip fight according to the betting odds sites. I would literally have to exactly agree with that. I think this is a 50.5% confidence. If you watch my prediction video, you know what I mean. This is not a fight you can be confident either way. Jamal is a slightly better striker. Hamdi is, of course, the better wrestler. Will Hamdi wrestle? Will Hamdi have that game plan? Will Jamal have great takedown defense? His wrestling isn't amazing, but it's not horrible either, so it really could go either way there. I totally agree with the odds in this case that it should be pretty much a pick'em in the heavyweight division. Pretty low-level heavyweights, you can never really be too confident in either man there. It's not a fight I really want to get involved with, especially on the betting side of things. We got Bogdan Grad and Lucas Alexander, the third fight of the night. Bogdan is a slight favorite. It's not huge. He's a barely slight favorite. Around 55% is what the betting odds sites are saying for Bogdan Grad. It is such a close fight. Lucas hasn't fought in forever. He got knocked out in his last fight by Jekka Saraji. Not a good look in my opinion. He's 1-2 in the UFC. Bogdan's making his debut. It's not a fight I want to bet on either. Too many unknowns, especially with the layoff of Lucas Alexander. I'm not confident either way. He could have improved significantly. I mean, we don't know what he's been doing. If he's been wrestling in the time off, if he's been improving the striking in the time off, if he's been injured in the time off, we just don't know. There's a lot of unknowns here. I think Bogdan does have more volume, does have the good pressure, and can mix in takedowns. So I do lean him to win, and I'm feeling a little bit better in Bogdan than I am in Abdul Karim Al-Selwady. So he's going to be, in terms of confidence, about a 58%. It's nothing much. It's nothing much at all. Another slight lean, this time in the featherweight division. So we're going to move Bogdan up, because so far he's my most confident pick for this UFC Fight Night. The next one, we got Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's more than a 2-1 favorite over Mayra Bueno Silva, who's on a little bit of a skid right now, 0-2 in her last two, to the former champion, and to Macy Chiasson, two top 5 women's bantamweights there. The second one, she was winning, then she got cut open pretty badly and lost by Dr. Stoppage. She's very good on the ground with wrestling and grappling. This is way closer than the odds have it. I'm not as confident. The betting odds are making it seem that Jasmine should be 70% confidence. That's basically what they're saying for Jasmine in this fight. I'm in the 60s. I'm not in the 50s, but I'm in the 60s. I'm going to go 60%. I don't think you should be at all confident in Jasmine Jasudavicius in this fight, as, well, we've seen her be out-wrestled in the past. Mayra Bueno Silva is going to be bigger. She's coming from bantamweight. Her striking's getting better every single fight, but her ground game is really, 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 really good. And striking-wise, Jasmine is better, but not significantly. So if Myra's able to mix in a takedown or two, she's going to win this fight. It's women's MMA. The takedowns count a lot. For SCM, Mike Davis is, dude, this is a pick-em in my opinion. It's almost the same as Jamal Pogue's Hamdi Abdel Wahab. Can Mike Davis implement the game plan of maybe getting a few takedowns, getting the fight to the inside, and laying in the boxing combinations? Or can Ziam keep it on the feet, keep it at range, and, kickbox with him from the outside, and when he comes in, try to clinch with him? There's two good ways for both guys to win this fight. And I'm honestly still like, who is going to win this one? I'm not at all confident in Fares Siam as the underdog here. Mike Davis, if I ever switch my pick to Mike Davis, I'm not going to be confident in him. It's a fight I literally think could go either way. Another one, it's going to be in the 50s, literally. And I'm going to have it tied with Hamdi Abdel Wahab at 50.5%. It's nothing here making me like firmly believe that one guy is going to win over the other. There's very, very good and logical path to victory for both guys in that lightweight matchup. So, not a lot of confidence so far. If you look at the card, 50.5, 50.5, 55, 58, and 60. There's not a lot of me, saying that this guy is going to go out there and dominate. That changes a little bit. Terrence McKinney is going to be my most confident pick of the card so far. There could be a bigger, more confident pick later, but as of right now, so far in the card, I'm going to have Terrence McKinney number 1. And do I think he's a 3-1 favorite? He's a 4-1 favorite on the betting odds. Do I think he's a 3-1 favorite? I don't. I think he's a little bit less. Not crazy, but a little bit less. I'm going to have him at 70% confidence, which is like a 2.5 to 1 favorite, something like that. I can't put him in the 80s, really. Most people are thinking 80%. That's what the betting odds are saying, but that's super high for a guy we just have a lot of unknowns in round 2, round 3. Very good. One of the best fighters in the world. If every fight was a 1-round fight, what's going to happen in round 2, round 3 if it gets there? I can't be too high on Terrence there. 70% for him is so far our most confident pick of the card. Shamil Gaziev, Thomas Peterson. I'm going to be honest, I'm around the Jasmine Jasudavicius range. I'm more confident in Shamil than I am in Bogdan Grad. I'm sort of like hovering right around Jasmine Jasudavicius, that 60-ish% for Shamil Gaziev to go out there and win. I don't know if I want it to be less or more. I'd have to say more, but not by a lot. I don't think he should even be a 2-1 favorite. A little bit less than that. I'm going to go 65% for Shamil Gaziev in this fight. I would say almost a 2-1 favorite there. He is a better striker. He is a better wrestler. Cardio is a little iffy. So did I say he's a better striker? Better striker in round 1. My fault. Better striker in round 1. As soon as the rounds start to go on, his striking goes down, and Thomas is going to be the more technical guy, but Gaziev hits harder and puts on that pressure in round 1 with the striking. So that's what I kind of meant. He's a better striker early on, but again, if it goes later, I just can't have him more than like a 2-1, 3-1 favorite. That just doesn't seem right for Shamil, who is unproven in those later rounds. He's unproven in those later rounds. Same as Terrence McKinney. I have doubts about both of them. Otherwise, they would be very, very high on this list if I knew Shamil had great cardio. If I knew Terrence had great cardio, they'd both be very, very high. Muhammad Naimov, Khan Offley. This is actually going to be our new most confident pick of the card. Ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Mokaev. I'm just kidding. It's Muhammad Naimov, but I got him at 75%. I weirdly feel really, really good about Muhammad Naimov. If you watch my breakdown, the prediction video that I made earlier on this week, I think Naimov is a better striker. I think he's a better wrestler. Jiu-jitsu-wise, Khan Offley is better. But Khan has to have the wrestling to get him down there in the first place. I don't think he does. I think Muhammad has better wrestling. Better striking, punches and kicks and all that. I think he's just going to outstrike Khan Offley here. I can't see Khan getting it down and submitting him. And I can't see Khan outstriking him. So I feel weird. Again, go watch my video. I don't know why I feel this good on Muhammad Naimov. I think he's like a 2.5 to 1 favorite on the betting odds over Khan Offley. I'm a little bit more confident than that, but other than that, I mean, I think he is the guy on this entire card that I'm the most confident in. That is going to be my locked-in, most confident pick of the card for UFC Fight Night: Adesanya versus Imavov. Said, Vinicius Oliveira, Sergey Pavlovich, Page, and Adesanya, they're not going to be in the 75% area. So that is going to be my most confident pick of this entire card. Then we got Vinicius Oliveira taking on Said Nurmagomedov. This is an underdog pick. This is an underdog pick. I feel better. I don't know. The main reason is the takedown defense. I feel better for Vinicius Oliveira than I do with Hamdi or Fares Siam, but I don't feel better than with Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. So he's in the middle of there, and I'm going to have him 53%. Again, not confident at all in Vinicius Oliveira, in Abdul, in Hamdi, in Fares. All of those fights are very, very close. That could kind of go either way. I'm almost confident in Jasmine, 60%. Almost confident in Shamil. And then my confidence are going to be Terrence McKinney and Naimov so far, but very low. It's 70%. It's not confident. 80% is where you're like, yeah, I'm pretty freaking positive this guy's going to go out there and win. There's nobody on this card I'm pretty freaking positive is going to go out there and win. Mohamed Naimov is the closest thing to that on this one. Sergey Pavlovich taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I'm feeling a little bit less than 2-1. I'm feeling here less than Shamil Gaziev range, so I'm going to have him in between Jasmine Jazdavicius and Shamil Gaziev. Again, not super confident in Sergey Pavlovich. Again, if you watch the video, if he's not able to close distance, if he's not able to get inside and land that big shot on Jairzinho is more technical, just like Alexander Volkov was more technical and could easily outstrike Sergey for the 3 rounds, staying on the outside, and just kicking and moving. He moves faster, moves a little bit better, has the kicks at range, and has the movement. If he's able to stay on the outside, I could see a dog decision from Jairzinho. I don't think he finishes Pavlovich, but I could see a dog decision from Jairzinho in that fight. Very, very live. Very, very live. Michael Venom Page, another underdog on this card. I feel better on him than I do on Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. So this is going to be a decently, confident underdog. Again, I'm not confident in Michael Page to win, but I'm compared to the other underdogs, this is the most confident I am in any of them in Michael Venom Page. I'm going to have him just a little bit less than Bogdan Grad at 57%. Not confident at all. Again, could go either way. A close striking match, but the speed and volume there from Michael Venom Page. I don't think Shara is going to hit Page that much. I think Page is going to hit Shara a lot. So I think that's going to kind of win it on the scorecards. Again, it's Saudi Arabia. They could give it a Shara for whatever reason, but I feel better on him than I do my other dogs. Abdul, Vinicius, Hamdi's like a 50-50 dog, and Fresiam. I feel better about Michael Venom Page. Last one, Israel Adesanya, Nasruddin Imavov. I'm feeling better than 2-1. Feeling better than 2-1. So I got him right in between Terrence McKinney and Shamil Gaziev. I'm going to have him Terrence McKinney, Israel Adesanya. I'm going to have him less. I'm going to go 68%. A little bit more than a 2-1 favorite, but not by much. Around where the odds honestly have him for that fight in the middleweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we got. That is what we got for UFC Fight Night. Adesanya versus Imavov. My most confident pick of the card right here. Muhammad Naimov, 75%. Terrence McKinney, I'm also feeling pretty good about. The ones I'm like almost confident, Israel Adesanya, Shamil Gaziev, Sergey Pavlovich. Again, if Sergey didn't just get outstruck significantly by Alexander Volkov, I put him definitely higher. Shamil, if he didn't have the gas tank, I'd have him as a confident pick. Adesanya, if he didn't just get taken down and submitted, I'd have him higher as well. But they're in the 60s there, along with Jasmine, who has that unknown of she has been taken down a lot. Myra's a lot bigger, could out-wrestle, could out-grapple. There's a lot of unknowns there as well with Myra moving down a weight class. And then all of these ones, very, very close. The 50%ers, I mean, there's a lot of them. Like half the card, I am like, you're really, really iffy on Bogdan, Michael Page, Abdul, Vinicius Oliveira, Hamdi, and Fares. Great card. UFC Saudi Arabia. Put your confident picks down below, of course. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.